Welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news, baby dolls. BTC charging towards its all-time high. We've got a lot to cover today. We're going to speak about Wall Fart, Michael Saylor. We've got stablecoin supercycle, Uncle Ray, Dalio, the RobinHood CEO. We're going to cover a lot of the things about the cycle and what's been going on now as we continue China's year of the snake. It really is the year of the snake, Matt. Remember, friends, I remember Matt telling me, I remember last year, I said, Matt, it's year of the snake for China. And he said to me, yeah, no, don't worry, snakes are good. Snake. What a bunch of psyops. Oh, gosh. I'm like, dude, have you read any ancient history, biblical text across like literally any continent around the world? For any period in the past 4,000 years, the serpent has always been untrustworthy. Oh man, it's kind of like China. They're like, listen, there's this year of the snake, but let's just tell people it's good. They'll kind of like figure it out. That's what's pretty much it's been. Next year, friends, is the year of the horsey. Plop, 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 nay, horsey, run fast. So hopefully next year is a sign of better things to come. Horsies, okay? As soon as you think of a horse, you know there's a design to do one thing, run up. So I hope that's what 2026 is going to bring our way. This is the BTC monthly candle charging up towards its highs, right? 122,000 American dollars is beautiful to see. October is here. It doesn't mean all our problems are solved because the business cycle is still literally taking forever. We have Ethereum stopping its racism finally. We are now green as well for October. Remember, this was pretty much, I think, your last chance. If you're going to swing trade Ethereum, like, this is it, okay? You got to get in. You maybe have your little cute 20% stop here, and then you try to make maybe 60% and up to Ethereum 7,200. That's for, like, some sort of, like, macro swing trade, but we didn't care about that junk, you know what I mean? Like, risking one to make 3. We're trying to risk one to make, like, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and not get forced out. That's another thing as well. The total crypto is up to 4.15 trillion, friends. Pretty much almost 4.2 trillion. We're still moving up sideways, so we're grinding up. A lot of people are very concerned with the parabolic nature of what it looks like is happening because their friends, everyone says, oh, it's like 2021. Look, man, I know we've been running a long time. We've now have to move the goalpost from 4-year cycle to 5-year cycle. The economy has not shot up whatsoever. The business ISM is still trash. The only thing actually doing well in the economy is literally the S&P 500 being dragged up by the top 7 stocks. That's what's actually still doing well. And a lot of people who just turbo long the S&P 500, because, they're all doing their AI investments and everything out here. That's a bulk of what everyone who's doing well. But what we're actually witnessing now, friends, this is the 2017 cycle. Maybe this is what we're witnessing. We're witnessing like a flattened out version like this. So this is where it goes up, rounds off, and then you start to have this run up. I hope what we're actually going to see now is our actual start of the run-up with a fake out and then alt-season wave 1, stop out, alt-season wave 2. We'll see. That's just 2017. Well, I'm just looking at the spirit of 2017 and how these things might play out again in terms of a fractal. Right now, we are way past the time due, but it makes sense because, we don't want to diminish gains, number one. And number two, just the market caps and everything's much bigger and it's tougher to move all across the board. What I'm going to do now, friends, is let's go down to a bit of a naughty time frame. This is the short term. These are just like, this was the monthly highs and lows. Okay, these are previous monthly high and low, and the reds are the previous weekly. So this is, as you can see, right, when we shot up through this, do you remember, friends? I think yesterday there was a guy, he lost $1 million trading. He got short Bitcoin. Luckily, he took himself out, because if he did not take himself out, he would be down like 2 million now. Man, he'd be like getting absolutely destroyed. He would have actually, his whole account, I think, was 2 million. So he's down 50 or 60%. Hope he makes it back. I left the kind message just to let him know, bro, like just something to add to your skill set. If you're trading, which none of you should be trading, of course, but just show you. See, this is the thing, friends. You get one thing wrong once. And this guy, he probably started with something, who knows, maybe started with 10 grand like many years ago. And now he's built it up to 2 million. Maybe it's like one of those things. But this is the thing, like one wrong move. That's it. You're down over $1 million. And now he's got to pray to God he solves it again, because his edge is diminishing away, and then he doesn't screw it up again. Okay? So that's why I told him, like, in crypto, bro, when you break a monthly level, good luck. That's all I'm like, literally good luck, dude. You can't, like, if you're getting short. So if you want to know, friends, like, what was the mistake he did, right? This was the mistake. So Bitcoin broke a monthly level, the previous month high. It broke the previous month high. Actually, see this, you can even draw, it doesn't matter where you draw it. You can draw this level, whatever. Okay, pretty much. It came in here. He literally just stood in front of it. Okay, he just stood in front of it. He goes, yeah, I think it's going to stop out. And then it went bang, 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 up only. Okay, that's literally how it destroys you. If you're going to trade around stuff like this, you have to wait for some sort of reaction, come back in, you get in here, your exit's above there, and then you hope to ride it down lower. So that's what you see what I mean, friends? This is pretty much it. You can see it on the weekly, yeah? But here's the thing. Look how hard it is, friends. Sometimes just fake you out. Look, you get in here, you're stopped out. Maybe you try a second time. You got to get out. Then it comes up here. And then here you have to nail it. This is like your revenge short. Your revenge short. And then you have to hope that you don't get psyched out here. And you just let it go. And then maybe, you know what I mean? So like just, it's not worth it, bro. It's just literally, friends, I can do this. I'm just telling you, one out of 100 people do this. 1 out of 100, you know? 5 out of 100 are actually doing it in a year. 5 to 10 out of 100. But in 5 to 10 years after that point, they're not that same 5 to 10 people out of 100. It rotates around. So what I'm going to do now, friends, is crank it. Because you and I are ready now for beautiful, beautiful up only. ETH-BTC 0.037. We've got a long way to go for all of these as well. Remember, so we've got Bitcoin, friends, pretty much charging up. We have now the longest cycle ever. This is it, the longest cycle ever. I'm just wondering, man, how's this going to resolve itself? Are we just going to blow off for this year, or is somehow we're going to finish Bitcoin closing at 100K by the end of this year to make it a red candle to reset it? I don't know, but you know, there's a lot of things that are unknown. There's always, it's always 50-50. You just don't know. But you know, my guiding force, friends, I've seen heaps of crypto channels, pretty much every single crypto channel talking about the business cycle, ISM. I've been talking to you about it. I think I was like literally one of the first people to speak about stuff like that. You know, obviously I use Raoul Pal's charts and everything out here. So it's been a long time. I was the first person to talk about stablecoin supercycle, and it's literally been a year. Yeah, it's wild. I call it stablecoin wars at the start. I call it stablecoin wars, but that means stablecoin supercycle. Then I just moved it to stablecoin supercycle because it sounds funnier. This is pretty much it, friends. So the economy, the real economy, everybody's spinning their wheels, okay? It's been month 35. The longest in history was 42 months. However, in the one that went 42 months, there was a spike up of the PMI to like 53 or something, and then it came back down. So, you know, if you just want to talk about under 52, we've never had it in history. Literally, this is the longest and worst run in history of all time. But you got to think about, you know, our PMI stopped at 46 here. In some of those explosive deflationary examples, they like went all the way down off like 37. You see what I mean? So it's more like black swan explosion. So we don't know. Look, the forward-looking indicators based off the US interest rates and oil and everything, they say these things go up. It's just when you're looking into the future, you just don't know when, right? They said they're expecting the liquidity to peak somewhere in like June of next year. So I don't know how these things are gonna like smack out. You got to remember as well, this is Altseason Wave 1, Altseason Wave 2. So what I've done is see this box, friends. It's literally the top of Altseason Wave 1, the very top of Altseason Wave 2. Okay, these are the actual tops. Okay, this is top 1, top 2. You can see how like in the first 2 cycles, the PMI keeps like going sideways and roll over. In 2021, it was like just some hyper-extensive smack up and then down. But this was a very weakened world economy because of the zombie virus. So I'm just waiting, friends. It's a year of the snake. It has been a year of the snake. I mean, one hell of a snake, hasn't it? It's been all about betrayal and lying and stealing and conniving stuff out here. But what can we do? Now, we're going to have a look at Mr. Racist Russell 2000. And I've got to tell you something, friends. He is actually slightly less racist today. Now, I know this is actually big news. He has officially closed on top of the all-time high and finished the day up. And I've actually just let everyone know in Twitteroonies as well. So this is actually big breaking news. So that's very, very special, right? To see that world first. It's literally a world first, Racist Russell 2000. It's the first green daily close where it's like literally above the all-time high. See these other ones that were crappy rejections? This is an actual, it opens above the all-time high and it closes a green candle above it. So it literally goes, it has a full session of trading where the market fully accepts it the whole time. With these other ones, it was like poking above, coming down, scamming everything, but here we go. We've actually closed above it. This is wonderful to see. I hope we don't reject, man. Come on, man. Stop scamming us. Dude, friends, you understand? We already got scammed with the Trump run. You know what I mean? This was a massive scam down. Massive scam. Then they did a black swan with the freaking tariff. So hopefully now racist Russell 2000 starts to move up. Now you might say, but Somi, I remember 50% of all the racist Russell 2000 shares, the companies in the index, 50% of them don't make money. 50% are unprofitable. So if 50% of these 2,000 companies literally don't make money, who the hell is going to be buying them from here with such a poop economy? Very good question, my friends. Well, hopefully the business cycle just continues to get better. Okay, it actually hasn't been getting better at all. Hopefully it just starts to get better. Okay, and you got to remember, now you have AI. Okay, now you have AI. So I'm sharing you something I've never heard before. I'm literally channeling this for you right now. Okay, you have AI, world-changing technology. It's getting faster. You've got 1,000 out of 2,000 companies not profitable. I wonder, in a positive year of the horse bull market year, I wonder if people will be more inclined to punt on these companies, turning their company around to profitability using AI. Okay? Not just investing in AI, but actually using it. Because, for example, friends, Palantir, which is the Antichrist from Peter Thiel, who is the Antichrist as well, that Antichrist technology. Palantir, friends, remember, Tom Lee, he gave us his example. He says, you can't tell us the company, but this company was, they were like, I forgot the exact examples. They were losing money for 12 months and they needed to hedge a commodity. Okay. And what they did is Palantir used them as an example. They threw all the company workers, the times they clock on and off, their presentation slides, how much everyone gets paid, every contract, everything, the whole database. They literally threw everything into Palantir. And Palantir, the technology, it turned it into profitability within 3 months. Yeah. And this is the craziest part too. Palantir, the AI, it learned, so it figured out that the style that they were hedging their commodity was not good enough. So it taught them, hey, the hedging you're doing for your commodity, like they never revealed what it is, but you know, it could be like, oh, you guys are shorting a future. Yeah, for example, let's say you have to buy a commodity. You have to buy a commodity to make something in like 6 months. So you're basically locking in the price today or something. You know what I mean? It might be something like that. You've got to lock in the price today. And then maybe Palantir said something like, no. Another way to do it is, well, you should be selling calls or something because you actually get a better price. When if the price actually spikes up heaps, you get to buy it for, you know, for that could be it. That could be it. So, something like that. Where instead of like, oh, you're using options, you should use futures, or you're not doing your currency hedge right. So it just literally, they had no idea. They had no idea you could even do this. And this is just now, friends. What, like, roll this forward in another 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So I'm already just showing you this one example of these things happening. Do you see why now, friends? Like when the business cycle comes out, people want to speculate on the future. So, but you might say, but something that takes like quite a big leap. Yeah, it is. It's a big leap now, but this is how it happens in our alt season as well. Some coin becomes the unicorn run, and then it inspires everybody else. Well, maybe it's the same thing with, say, the US stock market, where a company becomes a poster child and they just do a massive moonshot and they say, oh yeah, we used AI and AI taught us, we plugged everything to AI and we're consulting with it like, you know, every day for a month, and it gave us all these recommendations and it helped us improve our bottom line by like 30%. And we like literally changed the game. We went from losing money, now we're profitable at the margin. You got to think about something like that, right? And so we might even have like this big renaissance season of unprofitable companies, you know, like plugging everything into AI and be like, hey, how do I turn my company around? This is it. This is what we do. See what I mean? But we haven't seen the poster child yet. That's what we're waiting for. OTHERS-btc is still very, very, very low, friends. It's still at 0.13. It's stalled out here. That's why I'm not concerned about anything topping out right now. I've been watching friends, blockchain backer and other crypto KOLs. Everybody's bearish. Like literally everyone's really bearish. They're very bearish. They're very concerned. Like very, very, very concerned. And you know they hide it under the guise of, oh no, but if it goes up, I'm still on your side. No, you're totally bearish. I think this Bitcoin dominance is still way too high, friends. Like you're talking about a world of more AI, more risk taking, a PMI higher. The Bitcoin dominance is like still way too high. So I have absolutely no problems with holding personally. I know it's been very frustrating for everyone, including myself. The MNAV for MicroStrategy, just to have a quick look, is 1.27 and MetaPlanet's about 1.3. These things will probably trend down over time because you can't actually do anything when it comes to, you have no smart contracts. You can't literally like get a new product market fit. You just got to try grab more money to buy BTC, right? So it might be showing that it's running out of demand. Now, Uncle Peter Schiff's gold is still near all-time highs, near 3,900 out here. We do need it to kind of like settle down. That's it, because gold doesn't collapse or anything, friends. Remember, gold's super safe. So we just need it to kind of like, hey, can you like settle down and like just, you know, not be so mean for us to go risk on? That's what we're waiting for. Now, let's crack on with the news. So Michael Saylor has literally just tweeted, I hope you kept the Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is moving up towards its all-time high, 122,000 American dollars. This is the weekly channel. This weekly chart. Check this out, friends. Like everyone expects that move. It's a big thrust up to the all-time highs. Hopefully, we still continue to move up. Yeah, it is very possible that we just blow off. It is possible. Oh, we just have a big blow off in the next 90 days. But like, who's buying altcoins, man? Like where's the risk? Where's the euphoria? There's nothing. Who's going to buy this stuff? Where are they going to? No one's got any money. Inflation's way too high. Everybody's literally lost so much purchasing power, and the economy has not kicked up. So I think it actually, this is kind of funny. I think it actually is true that the US Fed is being a CUNT, major loser. I think it actually really is true. The rates are way too high. And probably the reason why they don't cut more aggressively is just because Trump's telling them it's way too high. You know, it's kind of like a parent. That's because the US Fed sees themselves as some sort of political parent, right? Even though they control literally everything. But they might be like, oh, the parent's not going to listen to the child, you know? And like the child saying, Daddy, put sunscreen out when you go out into the sun. You're going to, you know, you might get burnt or something. You know what I mean? The kids, probably the adult's like, nah, I don't need it. I was a kid, no. You know what I mean? But just because it's a kid saying it, right? But if it was like someone else saying it, maybe they pay attention. It might be something like that we're dealing with when it comes to the interest rates and everything moving forward. Remember, major loser gets his term, it ends, I think, in May next year. This is the global liquidity fractal, friends. Check it out, friends. Isn't it crazy, man? The global liquidity fractal. So we were like disconnecting, everyone's getting stopped down, and just has this giant thrust up straight away just to like catch up again. That's cool, isn't it? Starting to catch up. So this implies Bitcoin going up to 130, 140. But for the rest of us, you know, we're still hoping and coping. Walfart. So Walfart have backed a fintech company called OneGay, and they plan to launch crypto trading and custody later this year. So we are seeing, friends, we're seeing like this more crypto renaissance, super cycle adoption with all these people in TradFi and Normie land, right? Because a lot of these people, they want to make more money for their businesses as well. And we all crypto, they probably want to, you know, take on crypto trading and like anything else they can grab on, because not all of them can win, right? Not everybody's just going to be able to have that. It's kind of like, you know, if everyone sold you an email service, you know, not all of them end up being the ones that end up getting, you know, basically all the users. But they're all going to try. That's a good thing. They're all going to try. Like, I hope we get to the end of this bull market. You never know, friends. Might just run straight to the end of next year. We might just top out 2026 at the end of next year, but we just hit a point where there's like, where I'm telling you like, oh, there's like 155 stock market companies who offer crypto trading. And I'm thinking, man, there's no way people are going to go to 155 platforms to trade crypto. You know what I mean? Like eventually they're going to compress. They can only get like compressed probably in a bear market. I hope we get to that point. Right now, we're just getting started. Okay. Samsung, friends, have integrated Coinbase crypto access for 75 million Galaxy device users. So that's awesome. So remember, one of my, like, you know, I guess one of the special scenarios that we might get is, you know, Twitter or Twitter or Samsung or Apple, one of these big normie companies, or Google McDougal, where they release a wallet, they allow crypto trading, or like just storage in it, custody, something, where they just make a big move, a big power move, and they set the scene. You know, if I was Apple, friends, Apple's actually going really bad with AI. Apple's actually pretty dog shit. The AI investments is pretty much sucking. Even the latest iOS phone, the latest iPhone 17, a lot of people with problems and stuff like here. So they have to, like, because they're so conservative. That's the whole thing. When you're conservative, you never want to leave. Right? You're not the hungry wolf anymore, right? But yeah, if they were like not first and they had to make a big power move, yeah, you'd have to invest way harder into AI and just go all in on crypto as well. You know, that's pretty much what I would be doing them, obviously. But they don't know that because, you know, they don't see a market for it or whatever. But you never know. You never know. They might be really slow to these. Stablecoin supply on Ethereum has hit an all-time high, 177 billion market cap. So you're not going to hear this from mainstream crypto media. Why? Because they're all long on soy. They love soy. They have soy for breakfast, even soy for dinner, friends. Okay, they sleep on a pillow that says "I love soy." They probably have a shirt that says "I'm a soy boy" as well. Okay, so everyone in mainstream crypto, they're going to be talking about Soylana and their fast transactions, but I mean, like, it's, you know, you don't have the stable coins, and that's probably why. See, that's the funny part, friends. You know, this soy ETH ratio. If this goes down here, I guarantee you, if it does do that, all the KOLs, they start fighting the lows. And they start saying, oh, Soylana, they worked too much on the JPEG casino memes. Those kids are untrustworthy. They can't hold anything. They should have been focusing on stable coins. Do you know what I mean? That's probably what it is. But then by then it's too late, bro. Like, it's literally too late. Who knows? You never know by this point. If you're betting on stablecoin super cycle stuff, they might have accelerated. So you can't wait for everyone in the crowd to give you any signal or information, okay, when it comes to that. I also have information, a quote here from Uncle Ray Dalio. Billionaire Ray Dalio says, I can't say exactly how effective Bitcoin is as a money, but it's being perceived by many as an alternative money and so is worth paying attention to. Oh my gosh. I mean, literally, I'm falling asleep just reading that for you out here. Because, friends, remember, Uncle Ray, he's over 70. He's probably like 73, 75 or something. He's already multi-billions, you know what I mean? Like, all that stage is wealth diversification. Because you're like, you know, I want to pass on my wealth to future generation before they blow it on something. Maybe they open up like another casino with one of Trump's kids or something. It doesn't work out. You know what I mean? Like, you just eventually... money's eventually going to run out. It's just going to change hands. That's just what happens with every generation, right? So, and Uncle Ray Dalio, he started fighting Bitcoin. He's like, oh, but what if the quantum? Or, but what if the money or this, you don't really own it? And I'm just literally thinking, dude, what if, bro? You literally, all your assets are only thought to be yours because the US government says so. They could literally delete you in 2 seconds and you can do nothing about that. Yeah. And the gold he has is paper gold. Friends, you know the gold ETF? Okay. Do you know the gold ETF? This is real. Do you know for every 100 units of gold that people are long, do you know there's only about 3 units of gold in the warehouse? Yeah. It's turbo leveraged. There's only 3 people who want to hold delivery. And up to you, it's even worse. Guess who owns the warehouse that stores the paper gold ETF? The actual gold in the warehouse, HSBC, literally the terrorist bank, yeah, who do all the money laundering for all the world criminal organizations and probably pedophile elites, probably, okay? But no, it gets even worse than that. This is the funniest part. If you're long gold, if you have a position under $12 million of gold that you want to collect, you don't get any claim on the gold if there's a run. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. It's funny, yeah. I mean, it's some ridiculous number like that. It's like, or even if it's like less than $1 million. Like, so you mean like the average, so the person who needs it the most, which is literally poor people, you're not ever, if you're long gold ETF, you're never, ever, ever, in the event of a run, you're never going to get any gold. There's not enough gold in the warehouse. You get nothing. So it's kind of funny. Uncle Ray's just got his billions of dollars. You see what I mean, friends? It's just that the whole system, you don't know all this stuff because they're like, oh, the American Constitution. Bro, you just watched the fancy banana investigators cover up for the ice cream cabal after Charlie Kirk gets popped. Okay, you're still watching it right now. No autopsy. Oh, there's a magic bullet. There's 50,000 pieces of evidence saying it was like a multiple security team job, right? They'll do whatever the hell they want, you know? So that's the reality of it. That's why crypto will always have value, always. Okay? US Treasury plans to mint $1 coins with President Trump's face. Don't know why. You know, it's very Trump-esque to want to do that. Put his face on a coin. You know, with inflation, though, it'll probably be removed in a couple of years anyway because no one's going to use it. RobinHood CEO Vlad Tenev states that prediction markets are already disrupting sportsbooks, reshaping how news is reported and consumed and offering traders a native tool to price expectations. He adds that the shift is underway. Very interesting because prediction markets, you can create custom events, right? Asking a question with an outcome in the future, and then people can bet on whether they think it's going to happen or not. You know, and it's all the bets in one area as well. And there's custom things, and you can betting on prices. So it's, you never know. We might have a big an alt season of sorts on prediction markets. Maybe if they do continue to grow. They've been building up. Yeah, so there's been, right now in that phase though, friends, everybody's trying to release their own prediction market to copy Poly market, and they are. Everyone's competing out right here. But yeah, it'll be interesting just to see more casinos get created. You know, that's why crypto is amazing, friends. It's tough because the meta keeps changing, but it's also cool because there's always like we make a new casino where there's like, you know, but it's kind of like sad how it works out. People come and play the new casino. The top 10% are winning, and they just rinse from everybody else. Okay, not just by scamming, just by skill. Okay, and then pretty much when everyone loses their money in the reset, they go to a new casino. Then they don't come back to that one. So for instance, you don't see any guides on like how to farm DeFi crypto. You don't see it anymore, right? They're rare. Why is that? Because it's not free money. Because the yields on them are atrocious. The only good yields you get, they go for like 4 weeks and it's 19%, and you only get it on a stable coin. So you miss out on freaking like because you'd rather just use a stable coin to buy altcoins or whatever and get way more potential in the future. But yeah, that's the reality of it. So with this DeFi season stuff, yeah, it's totally gone now because there's no people joining it. Yeah, the new guides are like pump fund meta trading guys, but they've faded away now. They're fading away. All the grifters are done. You see what I mean, friends? You're constantly chasing your tail when it comes to these. That's why when you read interviews of people who turn like, oh, I started with $8,000, now I've got like 2.5 million. Yeah, it's usually someone who locked in and then they could foresee, they spent enough time, they could foresee a season coming, and then they were able to stay in the top 5 to 10% and there, you know. But then, like friends, I just showed you that guy who shorted Bitcoin, he lost $1 million. You know, he's down. I think he's taken a 60% account hit there, right? 60%. So maybe he had like 1.8 million totals, lost $1 million. See what I mean? Like you never know how he made his money. Maybe he was trading meme coins and stuff out here, and he's moved to leverage, or you know, it's a common theme when it comes out here. And then obviously, if you could predict the next alt season casino meta, you absolutely milk it. But it's very tough. It's near impossible to predict it. You know, because was it going to be prediction markets, or like you never know, friends. So we just make stuff. Make these casinos up. Like it's like Elon Musk. If Elon Musk created a trading platform for Twitter, and say if you're a premium user, you can actually make a token. Okay, and then there's like a button on your profile when you click on someone's profile, and it will like open up a chart with their token, and you can actually buy in straight from your wallet. You see how fast that is? Straight in, you can just buy and swap, buy or sell, and trade someone network effect token for whatever reason. Do you know that would be interesting, right? It would also be funny if Elon as well, he used the ad revenue that you make from your post, and then you can toggle like 10, 30, or 50% of it to be used as a buy and burn for it. You know, but the buy and burns will be negligible. But it'll just give you an idea. See, and that will create like a new meta. And then you have to like go and check out on Twitter who has them. It's kind of like an advanced friend tech. But then obviously everyone comes in and then everyone loses their money at the end. And then we move to a new meta after that. But this is the type of stuff that all happens in bull markets. You know, we haven't seen anything like that happen. Many people think it's not going to happen, right? So we're still waiting for the business cycle to resolve, friends, of course. What else can we do? It's going to keep waiting. Obviously the hottest topic is the 4-year cycle ending right now. Just to let you know, friends, right now, this next 10 days, from between now and October 15th, just to let you know, it is the exact 4-year cycle symmetry. It is 1,064 days from the bottom, which is the exact 4-year cycle symmetry. Just let me show it to you. Right here, if you go to the exact bottom, when soy Bankman-Fried exploded, 1,064 days, there you go, 6th of October. Actually, wow. Yep, 6th of October. So that's traditional 4-year cycle top. I'm not getting out because the PMI is 48, 49. Okay, we have not seen a positive PMI at all. Here's the thing, friends. Remember, in markets, okay, this is the ancient philosophy, yeah? You're buying from the depressed people selling. You buy when there's depressed people and skeptics. Yeah, that's when you're a buyer. You're a seller when everyone's optimistic about the future. Okay? Everyone was optimistic about the future because they thought, oh, QE is going to be infinite and stuff out here, right? In 2021, went down. Right now, no one's optimistic about the future. I'm not. No one is. Okay? See what I mean? But eventually, everyone's going to be like, you know what? We are optimistic, but we need a series. We are going to watch this in real time. There might be a company comes out, like I gave that example to you. They're like, hey, we turned everything around from AI. We used AI. We were bleeding 10% of our revenue per year. Now our margins, we're actually making 13% profit. We're on track to be we're actually profitable. We turned it all around in 3 months and we plugged everything to AI and it fixed us. And it was like hiring an expensive management company. It did everything for us. We answered every question and we used this and that. Or we plugged it into Palantir, right? One company does it and then maybe another company does it. And then, and then I want to get to the point where we've exhausted from so much. There's so much euphoria where I come out and I say, look, AI can't fix half of these companies. They're just shit to begin with, but that's going to be like, no, don't be bearish. No. Do you see what I mean? No one says that now because we don't even have the series of people believing in something. Do you see what I mean, friends? So what I've shown you is I've invented a narrative which could take us up and it builds up slowly until we get to a point where, I get to say, hey, remember when no one used AI? Now everyone uses AI. Everyone's in and the market's priced it in for the future. We could track that journey. And that would be, friends, that would be a PMI 55 plus reading. Okay, that would be up here somewhere, But until then, I'm going to keep holding. Let me know what you're doing. Like, subscribe, catch you in the next one.